Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be talking more about the makeup products or like skincare products that I have. I do have both drugstore and higher end products, so let's get right into it. So we'll start off with the base first. The first one I have is this Innisfree No Sebum Tone Up Sunscreen, and it's actually a new one that I'm trying. I used to use the Super Good one, the daily everyday sunscreen, which honestly I really like, but it's quite pricey, so it's about $52 I think, and this one is about like $12 I think, maybe like 15-ish, around that range, which is a lot cheaper than that, so I decided to try this one. Also, the Super Good one is pretty oily I think, although I did really like it, but I wanted to try like a more matte one for my combination skin. And so actually I've been wearing this one today, and honestly it's pretty decent. I would say that it's quite long lasting. So I wore it at about like 6:45. I put it on in the morning and it lasted all the way to like it's about 5+ now, and I must say, yeah, it stays on pretty well. It did get a little bit patchy around here I think, but that just might be my skin, I'm not too sure. I would say that I would give this probably like an 8 out of 10. Especially if you have oily skin, it's worth a try. Next up, I have the Innisfree No Sebum Mineral Powder. I think this is one of like Korea's cult favorites, and I must say, when my friend introduced this to me, I was pretty, I wouldn't say skeptical, but I guess because I've never really ventured into like Korean skincare and like makeup products, I was always leaning more towards like Sephora side and all. And I tried this and I was so impressed by it. Like honestly, this absorbs your oil and sebum, sweat, everything really well, and it just mattifies everything, but it's not too drying at the same time. So yeah, I rate this definitely like a 10 out of 10, and honestly for those with like oily combination skin, you should definitely get it. Lastly, for Innisfree, I have this it's like just a mini like palette blush. I'm not sure, I think this is in the shade like 3. I just got it recently because I wanted to try more of like a coral-ish blush, and it's pretty decent also, I must say, because previously I was using the Glossier like cloud paint brush, you know, like another like cloud favorite, but I wanted to try a powder one, as I realized that maybe powder would be better for like my combination like oily skin, especially with the mask that we have to wear, like, you know, in the pandemic and stuff. Usually when I wear the like the liquid blush, it tends to rub off on my mask pretty easily, even with like setting spray. So I decided to try this one, and yeah, it's pretty decent and affordable. It still does come off on my mask, but it stays on pretty well, and I really do like the color. I'm actually wearing it right now, if you can tell. Like, yeah, it's like a bit of a coral-ish shade, and yeah, I guess it's like a 9.5 out of 10 or something, like a 9.5, yeah. Okay, moving on to the more drugstore brands. I actually have this e.l.f. like a duo bronzer slash blusher palette. Oops. Looks like this. See? Yeah. And yeah, I think it was pretty cheap. Probably I think I got it for like $6-ish or something. And definitely I don't think that the blush is suitable for me. So you can see here, I don't think it's very suitable for me. It's a bit too cool maybe for my skin tone. I think I'm pretty warm, but I do use the bronzer and I think it's okay. At least I think it suits me. And yeah, pretty decent. I would give it like a 8. Yeah, it's not bad. Okay, moving on to our next drugstore. I actually have this NYX, I don't know how you pronounce it, but just this eyeshadow palette. I don't know how much it costs actually, because I actually got it for a gift, as a gift, but I don't think it'd be that expensive. And to be honest, I got this when I first started out, like, you know, exploring to makeup and stuff, and I didn't really know how to use it. But now I've become more courageous, I would say, to use more makeup, or like heavier makeup. I used to just like my brows, like mascara, tinted moisturizer, lip tint, like that's about it. And yeah, the shades that I commonly use, as you can see, probably this one. It's like a, how would you describe it? Like a brown, reddish brown. And this one, and maybe this top one at the top as well. Yeah, so I think it's okay, but it could look a bit patchy, I think, like after a while, after like long wearing and like sweat and stuff like that. Yeah. Okay, moving on to the higher end products. I have the Laura Mercier tinted moisturizer, and I am basic and I love it. So it's honestly great. It blends easily. It doesn't look like it's quite long lasting, I would say. Except for now with the mask, it does tend to get like a lot of like product onto the mask. But prior to like mask wearing, like I absolutely loved it. It was only like after wearing the mask then I realized that might not be so suitable. So that's when I started looking into more like powder options, like pressed powder, like powder foundations. But I'm actually still exploring. I'm not too sure like what shades to get. So yeah, if you have any, you can let me know like in the comments down below. Yeah, but definitely, yeah, this is worth a try. Although it's pretty pricey, I think it's like 72 or something. Oh, and I also want to try the oil-free one though, because I wasn't too sure when I got this. I thought there was only one type. Yeah, but I think this one should be the oil with oil. Yeah, and the black packaging one is the one without oil. So okay, moving on to many of our favorites, the Glossier Cloud Paint. And it used to be one of my favorite blushes too, until, yeah, like liquid blush may not be as suitable, especially like with the mask wearing. But I must say, I still do love the shade, but I do also tend to get sick of my makeup stuff or like shades pretty easily. So, but then again, I'm also pretty like, I like to finish stuff before like I go and buy a new one, or like I try to at least. So yeah, I only have two. So this was the first one that I got. I think this is the one in Haze. And yeah, it's a pretty color, pretty pinkish. And I had this for, yeah, like a while before I got this. I think for about like a year and a half, or maybe even 2 years. Was it that long? Maybe like a year? Okay, I cannot remember, but yeah, it definitely lasts like really long. It doesn't dry up at all. So yeah, that's good. And next one would be the dusk one. I actually got this for Christmas. My sister got it for me, and it's more of a nudish shade, as you can tell. It's still a very pretty like nude pink shade, although I think that because I'm pretty like tan, as you can see, like pretty warm, it doesn't show up on my skin as prominently, I think. I mean, it's supposed to be nude, but yeah, it just doesn't show up as well. And yeah, okay, going on to the eyes now. I'm actually wearing the Benefit Roller Lash Mascara, and yeah, it's actually one of my favorites, but we'll get into that later. So yeah, for mascara, usually I just curl my lashes first with I think mine is the Shiseido like eyelash curler. I want to try like the Shurumera one, but that one's pretty pricey, so I think I just got this for like $6 from the drugstore, and yeah, it works decently fine, I guess. Yeah, like, you know, given Asian eyelashes and all. Yeah, so this was the first mascara that I got. It's the Benefit Roller Mascara. I think it's pretty expensive as well. I think now it's as far as like $46, like maybe almost 50, which is why I've been procrastinating getting this, because yeah, number one, it's expensive, and yeah, okay, it's just expensive. And yeah, I can't really afford that right now, but I'm just trying to like use up the rest of it, even though mine's almost finished. I just use like the tip of it, as you can see. Yeah, so what I like about this mascara is that for some reason the brush, I think if I compare it to my Maybelline mascara brush, it's a lot thinner. You can see it's a lot thinner. So this is the Maybelline one, this is the Benefit one, and I just think that this Benefit one, it is able to fan out my lashes a lot better, and it doesn't look very cakey, but yet at the same time I can like lengthen it and it makes me look more awake basically. And yeah, it lasts pretty long as well. I don't think it has smudged on my eyes before. And what I like about it is that I prefer lengthening more than volumizing. So I think this really does the trick for lengthening my eyelashes. And yeah, I think it's waterproof also. So definitely love this. But speaking of like the Maybelline, this is the Maybelline Falsies Lash Lip. And I know that usually Maybelline, their mascaras tend to be a lot more like volumizing, and it's supposed to help make your lashes thicker, which this definitely gives my lashes a lot more volume. But what I realized about this is that it, for some reason, tends to hold my lashes down after a while, precisely because it's a lot heavier on my eyelashes. And yeah, because of that, it just doesn't stay fanned out or lifted as long as my Benefit Roller Lash does. Oh, and another what do you call this, disadvantage, what's the word, I can't think of it, like a disadvantage to this is that it's very difficult to remove. I don't know if it's my makeup remover or what, but this is the first Maybelline mascara I bought to try, precisely because I actually wanted to see and like explore other options other than my Benefit one, because it's the first one that I used and it's the only one I've tried. But after this, I'm definitely sticking to my roller lash until yeah, I can find like a better option, or yeah, like a better and cheaper option. But I think my makeup remover is a pretty common, like it's a very good makeup remover, I would say, for all my other makeup products, and especially like for the Benefit mascara, it just removes so seamlessly, but it's also waterproof for my Benefit mascara. But when it comes to this one, I really have to hold it down there for so long, and it's just so thick and so clumpy, and I think that I've actually pulled out multiple lashes just trying to get this off. So that's the downside to this, which I don't really like. However, I would say that yeah, you know, if you do prefer a more volumized look, you could give this a try, this Maybelline Falsies Lash Lift. But right now I'm not very inclined towards using it, and I definitely wouldn't use it every day. So lastly, for lips, one of my very first lipstick or like lip tint was the Fresh one, or is the Fresh one. And yeah, as you can see, it's really old. I got it like probably 3-4 years back. It was during my early ventures into makeup. And yeah, I don't really use it anymore. Don't really fancy it as much. But it's a very pretty, it's in the shade Honey. So it's a very pretty nudish brown color as well, which I do love the color, but I would say that it's a bit sticky. It can get a bit sticky after a while, and not as long lasting. Although I wouldn't say it's drying, so that's the plus point. It's not drying, but the downside of it is that it's quite sticky, I would say. Yeah, and after a while, yeah, I just don't like it as much anymore. But the color is still fantastic, you know. It's just the stickiness that puts me off a little bit. And the more recent lip tint that I got also for Christmas is this Honest Beauty lip tint. I cannot remember. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's written down below. It's in blood. It's in the shade Blood Orange. And it looks very red, so it can look a bit intimidating, but I'm actually wearing it right now, and you can see it actually fades out to quite a natural. It just gives you like a little pop of color on your lips. And definitely not sticky, not drying as well. In fact, yeah, I would consider it pretty decently moisturizing. And affordability wise, okay, I got it for Christmas, but I did check out online like websites before on this, and I think it's around like $20-ish. So yeah, it's okay. Yeah, I would say that it's worth a try, and probably rated 8 out of 10. Yeah, it's great, but I wouldn't say that I love it or like it's fantastic. But yeah, worth a try. Okay, so just an overview of what I would definitely recommend you guys to get would definitely be the Benefit Roller Lash, the Innisfree No Sebum Mineral Powder, the Innisfree Blush Palette, really affordable, and lastly the Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer, which yeah, definitely love. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you real soon.